Alright, Dr. D in the dungeon. Looks like we're going to start on episode 3 of the Monarch 10EE Lathes. In case you haven't seen the other 2 videos, I scored 3 Monarch 10EE Lathes. One is just a basic tool room lathe, which is this one. I also picked up one that's a turret tailstock, which is this one. Both of these 2 lathes are missing their motors and drive system and all that good stuff. However, I was able to pick up a couple of 7.5 horsepower Baldor 3-phase motors for very, very cheap, and they're brand new. So be doing an upgrade on those with a VFD, a variable frequency drive. Hold on one second while I answer the duck. Alright, so Dr. D here. So yeah, this shaft got bent, and I'm not sure if we bent it when we moved it or was it bent before. But anyhow, I need to get that shaft out, and I need to get it straightened or find a replacement. And just looking at this, and so the apron itself, it looks like there is a section here that will come off and a section here that will come off. It actually just feeds through. And then over here on this do wheelie, which obviously is some type of gearbox to drive, I think it changed the direction of the lead screw. I don't know, but so there's 3 little socket head cap screws there. And then I think probably the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this plate off so I can see what's actually going on inside there, because what I'm afraid of is starting to pull that out of there and then, you know, getting the whole assembly that pops out and springs everywhere, and then I got parts everywhere, and I want to try to avoid that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this plate off. Looks like 4 screws holding it, and take a look at what's under there, and then we'll go from there. All right, so hopefully I can do this without obscuring this too much. But anyhow, it's 5/32 Allen, and take this out. They're not very stiff. It's good news. All right, well, usually at least one is stuck. But apparently not today. Alright, that is a little gearbox. It's got some oil in it. Great. I have oil on the floor. Kind of figured it would, but never know. Actually, probably ought to put those somewhere else so I don't get oil all over them. Alright, and that's just going to come right off of there. Alright, there we go. Well, there was some type of sensor in there that's no longer there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's zoom in. So, got this little sensor wire right here that's not hooked up to anything, and then these are apparently contacts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about these machines. So, darn it, this silly thing. So probably the next thing I'm going to do, I'll take this little plate off and see what goes there. It is heartening to see that I can loosen these 2 screws, which go right on the ends of those shafts, and I think there's a couple more bolts. There's 2 large bolts right here going in at a 90-degree angle, holding that in, and I think then that whole thing will probably just pull off. But anyhow, take those out and see what's behind there. It looks like there's some type of gear reduction system inside of that, but I don't really know, so we'll find out. Hold tight. Alright, so I got my trusty Craftsman, 'n' 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 ' 30 years, I guess. It's been a long time. All right, and those are coming out pretty easy. And this is where there'll be a spring behind us, and it'll spring out at me and spring across the shop, never to be seen again. Oops. Okay, that was uneventful. Okay. I don't know that did anything. All right, I'm going to go get a small brass hammer to lightly tap on that and see if we can get that to separate. Oh. Come back. Come back. Grab it. All right, so here we're back. And by the way, if somebody knows actually what's going on with this, I'd sure appreciate the feedback. All right, there we go. That popped right off. And then, of course, fell back where we can't get it. A little seal. And then... Okay. Well, that doesn't really tell me too much. All right, so I think what I'm going to do next is, well, I think I'll go ahead and take those two off, and then I'll loosen up these bolts holding it to the side of the ways, and see what we've got there. I just don't know. Well, it looked like it had a plate. The plate is not wanting to just come off. And I hope that when I do this, it doesn't, again, pop off and create a mess. There we go. All right. Sweet. Okay. So I'm going to reposition you here and get you a different view. Alright, yeah, that's not too bad. So these are the two bolts that I'm talking about, and there's a third one there. Actually, there's a couple socket head cap screws there. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about these to be semi-intelligent about what I'm doing. I'm going to hopefully, yeah. Now I can actually see what you're seeing. All right, so let me get these loose, and then we'll try to get that one loose. I'm probably going to go ahead and loosen up these cap screws as well. Can you see that? Nope. Anyhow, there's three socket head cap screws. Dang it. Or maybe I'll just go back out. There we go. Yeah, so there's three socket head cap screws right here. I'm going to go ahead and loosen those up as well. And then these two and that one, and see what we come up with, because I just don't know. Okay, so I got these two bolts out of here. They were stuck pretty good. This is just a set screw, and so I'm not really sure what it's doing, what its purpose is. So I've got it partially backed out, and I just stopped there. And then I got these two little guys coming out, and they came out real good, real easily. So and that's a 5/32 as well. It seems like 5/32 is don't hardly have enough. It's a good ball end, thank goodness, or I wouldn't be able to do this. Okay, yeah. Alright, so put that off of there, and I'm just going to lightly tap here and see what happens. There it goes. Saw it split off. And this is a brass hammer. Alright, there's a seal behind it. I can see that. That looks like it will just slide off of there. I don't want to dink up that seal though. So just got to be gentle with it. And I don't know if I'm going to get any. Oh, if I'm going to get any joy there. So let's see if we lightly tap. Again, this is a brass hammer. It looks like it's coming. Yeah, we're splitting off. Yeah, the bottom part of it's pretty loose. So there's another screw there and another screw there. It looks like it might be a set screw on that shaft. I don't know. So let's see what we've got here. And I've tore apart a lot of old machinery, and you know, just be a gentle. Don't use He-Man strength on anything. And so yeah, I'm gonna set that in there. Yeah, that's gonna turn out just fine. That might be another set screw, so it's kind of looking like. There it goes. Well, I'm doing any good. Alright, looks like I got another 5/30. That's bigger than 5/32. It's a little bigger than 5/32. That's 3/16. Alright, and that's turning right out. That looks like it is, yeah, that's a little set screw on that shaft. Yep, it sure is. This makes me wonder, is there one on the top shaft? Maybe on the back? I'm not seeing one. So, I don't know. So anyhow, I got to get that puppy out of there. And it's still being kind of stubborn. It's not turning out like I think it ought to. Old timer's trick here. I can put a lot of force directly down in there, so I'm not stripping the head of the screw off. And then the vice grips allow me to get some good traction on it. Yeah, that's a set screw too. To what, I don't really know. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, this will be the one that's got the spring behind it, of course. It's turning out, turning out, turning out, just like that other one down there. That silly thing just kept turning, and then got to a point where it didn't really want to come any further. So I didn't want to. Alright, well, let's do a little more tapping and see. That bottom is loose. So I don't want to put a whole lot of oomph on anything because I don't want to break anything. Because I don't know enough about this. Dispense with the vice grips now. Yeah, see, it's the same way. It just gets to a point and it doesn't want to back out anymore. It's kind of weird. So I got my screwdriver down inside there. Let me just lightly. All right. Dang it. I don't have anywhere to go. That whole thing is awful loose, so I think it'll come off there. All right, let me puzzle with this just a little bit, see if I can figure out what's going on here. There's a oil fill cup that's been painted over. All right, I'll come back in just a few. All right, so I'm not making any real progress on the tail end of this. This is actually loose. If I pry on it or pull on it, it will move, but it's not releasing its hold on the 3 shafts, and I don't really understand why. And so what I'm going to do is I think come up and I could take this plate off on the headstock side and see what I can do there, and then I can actually unpin these 2 shafts and see if I can gain some traction that way. I don't know. I don't know enough about this particular lathe to know the right way to go, but that's what we're going to try. I'm going to go ahead and loosen all these up. I'll go ahead and unpin those 2 shafts. Actually, I may just go ahead and unpin those 2 shafts and see if that does the trick, and it might very well. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to unpin those first and see if that'll allow me to get that out of engagement. We'll come back. All right. Well, I finally, this was loose, but it just wasn't, it was loose this way, but I couldn't get it to budge this way. And so then I realized that those were location pins. So that's the long one goes up here, and then there's the short one here. And so those were what were keeping everything from moving. And so I got those and just started tapping that. I did unpin these 2 shafts up on the end and started tapping that with a brass hammer, and it's all moving now. And so I think that I'll be able to get those 2 shafts out of there. Maybe the 3rd one, I don't know. Anyhow, we're a little further ahead than we were. All right, so everything's freed up. So now the whole assembly is just moving with the saddle. And so I think I'm still going to have a devil of a time getting this out, advancing it through that way. So I'm going to need to get this shaft out of here. Still not sure how that works, but I'm a little more optimistic right now. I'm going to try just tapping it from the back side to see if it doesn't move now. And when I say tap, I do mean tap. Yeah, it's grabbing the whole thing. I don't understand. Got to get this cover off here so I can see what's going on. So I'm gonna mess with this for a little bit, and we'll bring you back. All right, well, I found the culprit. So you can see I got this out now. There's a roll pin. One silly little roll pin. Come on, focus. anyhow, the roll pin in there, that's what was keeping that. So now I think that this whole thing is going to slide out just like that. And then this will slide. This will go back here. I'm going to put the roll pin back in here so we don't lose it. Put that there. And then this will come off of here, maybe. And loosen it. Pair of pliers here. I know that's sacrilege to use a pair of pliers. Alright, my brass hammer to beat this puppy off of here. I mean, coax it off of here. Come on. Goodness gracious. The next question is, why is that not coming? Not new. So close. Alright, let me mess with this a little bit more and we'll come back. Okay, so this shaft has got a keyway in the bottom of it that ends right here. That's why I couldn't get this off. And so what this little job does is it holds the keyway, it holds a key in there like so, and so basically what we have is just a little removable square thing. It's a key. I don't know why my autofocus is not working. There it goes. So got this little guy being held engaged in there, and this goes up through like so, and that basically all that was doing was holding that key in there. So the things you learn. So this is why, you know, you try to be patient with this kind of stuff, and you know, you try to use gentle persuasion, and you know, if it's not moving, then, you know, try something different. And so I literally think that I'm at the point where I can get this out. But then the question is, this probably rides that there's probably a keyed area all the way through that, and so I won't be able to, I don't think, drag this back out that way. I might be able to, but I doubt it. So anyhow, I don't know. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more and see what else I can get done for the day. But making progress. At least the shaft is loose. Looks like I'm not going to have to pull anything else off the headstock, and I'm excited about that, because once you start opening up the headstock, there's a lot going on in there. So we're making progress. At this point, I could at least pull the whole saddle off, and then I can put this up on its upside down, and I can take it all apart from there. Much more comfortable tearing into the saddle, even though this has got a lot of stuff going on in it. A lot less extensive than the headstock. So anyhow, I'll come back here in just a few. Alright, so at this point, out they come. Alright. Alright, so that's a start. We're getting there. Now I don't know if the saddle will just slide off from there or not. Usually there's some kind of stop. So I'm going to have to move some stuff around and see see if I can get that off of there. I'll be back in a minute.